when it comes to Sleeping Dog, let's focus on the key points that you really want to know about. For example, combat. Combat is pretty much what you would get from old Asian, well, not old Asian, gangster martial arts film. You get to do some kung fu, take on multiple enemies. It's also, kind of like an Arkham City type of style of combat, where you fight multiple enemies and use triangle to counter those attacks. But what's really cool is, the fact that you can upgrade your attacks by either getting your face up, which I'll explain later, or getting, unlocking them through the jade statues of the Chinese zodiac. You go collect these jade statues, bring them back to your martial arts instructor, and he gives you a new move. And with these moves, you become more devastating. Breaking arms, which is actually, if you break a person's arm, or you slam their head into a fire hydrant, or slam their head into a grill or a car door, it actually affects the other people you're fighting. So now they're like jumping back in like disgust or awe or fear because of what you did. There's also a hyper moment where if you keep on beating the crap out of everybody in the consistent motion while really getting hurt, you can build up your face. And in this face mode, you kind of get this superhuman slow motion moment where now your hits are more effective and you can count them much easier. Another part of combat is gun combat, whereas with gun combat, you're able to disarm an enemy and take the gun into these cool John Woo type of gun battles where you jump over crates and you're shooting. And when it comes to all of this, I really like it a lot. I mean, it's really cool in the sense that it gives you the feel that you're a martial artist. You jump in the street, you kind of doing a little bit of Jeet Kune Do. At the same time, you're running and gunning and you're jumping over boxes and shooting in these slow motion epic moves, and that really works for the game. So when it comes to just that part alone, I give Sleeping Dog A+. Another thing is perks. There are 3 different ways of obtaining perks. One, you have cop mode, which is pretty much you do good stuff. You do cop work to raise up your perks. Another is triads, whereas pretty much you do criminal activities to raise up your triad perks. You can do things to lower them, such as hit an innocent person or hurt an innocent person, so lower your cop perk a little bit, or do some good, which will lower your triad perk. But no matter what, it's never enough to really set you back. And but what's really cool is every time you unlock a triad perk, you end up unlocking like a move set or a certain skill or everything. It's a score based thing. And the higher you fill it up, the higher your level. The higher the level, each level grants you a new perk. The major perk in the game, it would be the face perk. Pretty much, it's kind of like you come into a new city, you're unknown, you're trying to get your face out there. The more stuff you do, the more your face score rises. Once your score rises to a certain level, then you could unlock a perk for that, which means that you could probably wear something you couldn't wear before. For example, like a gold chain. Whereas if you were nobody wearing a gold chain, you might get robbed. Now that you have a face and people know you as a badass, then you can wear a gold chain. Okay, you can also unlock certain vehicles due to your face, as well as certain move sets that help you out a lot. So when it comes to this game, I really like that system. I want to see more of it, especially when it comes to DLC. I hope that the level caps are raised or there's more benefits. And this also prompts you to do more side quests, which I think is pretty good. Also cool is the visual aspects of Sleeping Dogs. When I played this game, I always wanted to go to Hong Kong myself, and I always watch Asian movies. So when I was really excited when I heard this game was going to take place in Hong Kong. And when I played this game, I was like, looking at the environment, it was pretty cool. It was a huge city where you can see the beaches, the water, and they really present this very well. If you want to understand Hong Kong culture, it's not to say that this game will be the answer, but it kind of give you an idea of what you might look forward to, and that's really good if you're trying to say that this game takes place in the city of Hong Kong, which is located in China. If you didn't know that. Another aspect of it is the fact that if you play open world games and you're from the western side of the hemisphere, you're used to driving on the right side of the road, whereas in Hong Kong, since they're on the eastern side of the hemisphere, you drive on the left side of the road, which means that even though this game, as far as driving, you drive smoothly and the vehicles run pretty well, you might end up crashing a lot due to the fact that you don't understand the rules of the road. So you might turn too short or turn too long when you should turn short, or vice versa. But you'll eventually get used to it. It's just that's just something you have to consider. You can also swim and drive boats. The negative is I didn't feel like there was enough missions that prompted me to get into the water or drive boats or of any type. I feel like there should have been more, but other than that, from the moments that I was in the water, I really enjoyed it. You get in gunfights in the boats and everything, and you can actually go out to sea to go into gambling ships where you can go and get. Another part of the game that might interest you is the fact that with cars, vehicles have different classes, which I'm glad they kind of point out this game. A, B, C, A class being the high speed class, those super fast cars, Lamborghinis, all types of stuff like that. Now, you have modes where you can race in vehicles and you can unlock a lot of face perks and all that, but what really stands out is the fact that when you get into car chases, you can jump from vehicle to vehicle in these like slow motion action jumps that all you have to do is time it right, and you can jump from car to car. You can also, especially in gun battles, pull out a gun and shoot out the tires, and if you shoot out a person's tires, obviously, especially if they're going high speed, that car might flip over. This works effectively if you're going against a game called the 18K, as well as the police. And you really want to do it, especially to the police. You can also ram vehicles off the road, like forward rams, side rams. I don't believe I've seen that like in other open world games. So it's not just simply turn. You can press a button that can slam into the car and knock them off the road. I feel like this is something that's really different from most open world games, and I really like it a lot. The only disappointing thing I found was that I was told that when you try to steal a car from, it's disappointing because I think I understand why they took it out, but I was told that when you try to steal a car from a person, you can't just pull them out the car. They'll fight you. And you get in a little small fight. But I think they took it out because that would be a little too inconvenient if you had to do it every single time. Whereas most games you just snatch the person out the car and maybe they'll snatch you back out. This game was supposed to have it where if you try to pull someone out of their car, they can like kick at you and everything, or hang on to the door while you're driving off and punch you and stuff like that. But like I said, I think I understood why they took it out. I haven't seen that in the game. I don't know if it still exists in the game, but from what I know, it's not there. But overall, there's no helicopters. It really focuses on motorcycles. Motorcycles are heavy in this game, I guess because I believe in Hong Kong culture, China culture, they use a lot of bikes instead of cars. But other than that, I mean, as far as driving, this game just hits the money on that. It hit the nail on the head with a lot of drifting skills. You enjoy yourself. Overall, I love Sleeping Dogs. This is a game that I couldn't wait to play. I'm very excited about playing, and I hope you do too. I mean, there's no online mode. This is just straightforward, single story mode. So see it as like a Grand Theft 3. Just straight single story, and it's beneficial because of that, because you get to focus on the story more, and instead of trying to get online. And then it took too long in development to do some online anyway. I mean, maybe they can do it later, but right now I think it was very good that they focus on story. The only problem I've seen as far as story is the fact that if you're like me and you could play a game mode all the way through without kind of get a lot of things done while you're playing the main story, you pretty much eliminate a lot of reasons to go back and replay the whole game, as far as unlock, side missions. I mean, there are a lot of side missions, but the meat of it is really related to like the side quests with cop work or the main story, and I would like to see more of that, hopefully in DLC. I mean, other than that, I love the game. I think it's perfect, and you should definitely buy it. This is my review of Sleeping Dogs, and I hope you enjoy it.
Now they trust him. He's in.